The 42nd Infantry Battalion traced its humble beginning on 02 March 1977, pursuant to Section 1 General Order No. 77, Headquarters of Philippine Army dated 09 March 1977. It was organized under 2nd Infantry Division under the command of Lieutenant Colonel Lazaro Duque as its first commander. On 19 August 1977, while its retraining was ongoing, the battalion was stopped by the higher headquarters as one of the representatives of the Philippine Army to join the RPUS combat exercise. It was first deployed in Quezon Bicol Zone. Before the end of the year 1977, the unit was redeployed in Davao del Sur. The battalion operated in many provinces in Mindanao like Maguindanao, North Cotabato, and General Santos, to name a few, confronting the Moro National Liberation Front. Coupled with the unit's competence in intensified civic action campaign in southern Mindanao, their effort was proved effective when hundreds of regular members of the MNLF surrendered with their high-powered firearms and returned to the folds of the law up to the early period of 1982. On April 19, 1982, the battalion was recalled to Luzon and was accorded with the Hero's Welcome at Headquarters Philippine Army in Fort Bonifacio for its remarkable achievements in the southern Philippines. In the same year, the unit was redeployed in Quezon Bicol Zone and first camped in Lebanon, Camarines Sur on 11 May 1982, covering the Bundok Peninsula, the southern part of Quezon Province, and northern part of Bicol region, confronting the local communist movement. In December 1989 coup d'etat, in the attempt for a military takeover, the battalion was tasked to augment the defense forces at the General Headquarters and Armed Forces of the Philippines at Camp Aguinaldo against the rebel soldiers. On 29 December 1991, the unit was transferred at Camp Buzigon, Barangay Tulay na Lupa, Labo, Camarines Norte, with the whole province of Camarines Norte and Sipocot, Camarines Sur as its area of operations under Lieutenant Colonel Felix Cabrera. On 27 October 1993, Lieutenant Colonel Alfonso L. Bernate assumed the command of 42nd Infantry Battalion. During his command, the unit earned various accomplishments and successes in terms of combat, intelligence, and civil-military operations, resulting to the surrender of numerous CPP-NPA members, the recovery of 1.1 million cash from the hands of the rebels, and many other invaluable accomplishments. On 14 November 1995, Lieutenant Colonel Benito L. Villarreal took over the command from Lieutenant Colonel Bernate. On 3 April 1996, the battalion was able to recover from an enemy camp 1 caliber 50 heavy machine gun and 4 other high-powered firearms and voluminous subversive documents of high intelligence value at vicinity Barangay Malaya, Labo, Camarines Norte. Another transition of command took place on 26 April 1996, while Lieutenant Colonel Godifredo C. Gonato took the helm of the battalion. On 20 October 1997, Major Efren B. Ligesba replaced Lieutenant Colonel Gonato as the battalion commander. It was during his stint that the battalion retraining was conducted per company at Camp Kapinpin, Tanay Rizal. On 1 May 1999, Lieutenant Colonel Jovencio V. Magalso assumed the command as battalion commander from Major Efren B. Ligesma, with its area of responsibility covering the 1st and 2nd District of Camarines Sur. Another turnover of command happened, wherein Lieutenant Colonel Magalso was relieved and Major Prudencio L. Almazan was designated as officer in charge on 9 June 2000 to 08 July at same year. In calendar year 2000, when the 9th Brigade was activated, the battalion was placed UPCON, this time based in Ragay, Camarines Sur, under the command of Colonel Danilo Lim, with Camarines Sur and Norte as its area of operation. In 2002, the 9th Infantry Division was activated with Bicol Region as its area of responsibility, placing the battalion as one of its operating unit under the 902nd Infantry Brigade. The battalion was then relocated in Barangay Mabalod-Balod, Tigawan, Camarines Sur, under the leadership of Lieutenant Colonel Jesus Anquilo. In October 16, 2003, the leadership of the unit was turned over to Lieutenant Colonel Nilo Perfecto, with its new area of operation covering the Camarines Sur and Catanduanes provinces. In 2005, The area of operation was realigned after the 65th Infantry Battalion assumed responsibility over Catanduanes Province, and the 42nd Infantry Battalion concentrated its effort in the whole province of Camarines Sur. This time under the new leadership of Lieutenant Colonel Desi Yabo, with its new camp location in Barangay Nyerva, Nabua, Camarines Sur. In December 2005, the battalion retraining was conducted in the place at the battalion headquarters up to May 25, 2006. With numerous accomplishments, the battalion was adjudged as the best battalion of the 9th Infantry Division and the best CMO battalion in the entire Philippine Army for the year 2006. July 10, 2007, Lieutenant Colonel Alex Luna assumed the command of the battalion. With insurgents losing grounds from the massive tactical and combat operations, the battalion took advantage of the gains against the insurgents. And during the third quarter of the year 2007, various triad operations were conducted that made a big stride and won the hearts and minds of the people of Camarines Sur. By third quarter of 2008, the battalion intensified its effort coupled with maintaining the integrated territorial defense system in the whole province. The battalion was also able to successfully dismantle two enemy guerrilla front committees, namely Front Committee 74 and 76, and downgraded Front Committee 75 as well. On March 30, 2009, Lieutenant Colonel Ricardo Gubanzo assumed command of the battalion. Under the new leadership, the unit conducted series of combat operations in Camarines Sur that resulted to numerous accomplishments, and again adjudged as the best battalion for 9th ID for third quarter calendar year 2009. In May 2010, Lieutenant Colonel Ernesto Cruz assumed command of the battalion. In June of the same year, the battalion headquarters was transferred back in Barangay Mabalud-Balod, Tigawan, Camarines Sur, from Barangay Nyerva, Nabua, Camarines Sur. The unit continuously conducted series of combat operations that resulted significant accomplishments, especially the neutralization of top enemy officials and personalities. This time, the battalion was adjudged as the top 4 best battalion in the whole Philippine Army for calendar year 2010. On May 16, 2012, Lieutenant Colonel Wilfredo M. Villahermosa assumed command of the battalion. The unit's operational campaigns focused on the implementation of the Internal Peace and Security Plan Bayanihan of the Philippine Army. Various services and programs were delivered to less privileged populace in the province through Barangay Outreach Program. He also initiated the weekly radio programs, which intends to create a good image of the unit and to boost the morale of the troops through recognition after every accomplishments. Other accomplishments also include improvement of the battalion headquarters facilities. On November 29, 2012, Lieutenant Colonel Leonard R. Lilina assumed command of the battalion, still under 902nd Infantry Brigade. The battalion is presently tasked to clear 1st, 2nd, and 5th District of Camarines Sur by way of triad operation and bayanihan team activities. One of the significant programs aligned with the whole of nation and people-centered approach is the 4S Caravan, dubbed as Sama-sama at Sari-saring mga serbisyo para sa sambayanan. A multi-service activity involving the different stakeholders in integrated skills livelihood training caravan. As part of the populace awareness enhancement through social media, the unit was able to launch the 42nd IB website, www.42ib.mil.ph, and the 42nd IB Facebook page. Presently, the unit is continuously conducting military and non-military dimensions of operations within Camarines Sur. Men and officers of this unit maintain professionalism guided by the Army Transformation Roadmap and Internal Peace and Security Plan Bayanihan. It remains a reliable partner and protector of the peoples toward peace, security, and development. The accomplishments and awards received by the unit is also a tribute to the fallen comrade in arms who sacrificed their own lives in the battlefield for the accomplishments of the unit's mission. This is the 42nd Infantry Tagapagtanggol Battalion, protecting and serving the lands.